literally within about a couple of seconds, I looked at you, then bang. That was the last time I was play football again.
Wow.
Yeah.
You refer to it as your accident,
Yeah.
don't you? Can you talk us through it? Because there might be some people out there that aren't football fans.
Mhm.
Weirdly, there might be some football fans out there that are too young to remember it,
Yes.
which is crazy. I remember it like yesterday. We were talking about this on the way up, Stevie and I, and we can remember exactly where we were when it happened. It's
Yeah.
like Tottenham Bolton for a
Yeah.
West Ham fan is not a game that I should remember 10 years on, right?
Yeah.
But because of obviously the tragic thing
Yeah.
that happened, it lives long in the memory. Where were you, Stevie?
I was watching the game on my phone, walking into an Asda, because whilst you were playing football, I was going to get drunk.
You were going to go get a rollover hot
I was
dog.
going to go and get a hot dog and buy. I was going to buy alcohol because it was
Yeah.
a Saturday, wasn't it? So I
Yeah.
was going to get alcohol to go on a night out.
5:30.
Yeah, so it was an evening.
yeah.
Me and Jack like a little bit of a bet sometimes, and I had an accumulator on, and
Yeah.
that was one of the last ones in my bet. So I was watching the game on my phone as I go to get alcohol.
Yeah.
This is the life I live. So I remember it
Yeah.
so vividly as well.
My dad lives in a town about 40 minutes out of Norwich, and I'd gone to his, got the train to his. I had an accumulator on as well. That was the last game I needed. And then it got voided. So thanks for that, Fab. I
You're
appreciate it. And my dad's partner, Sue, she's a Spurs fan. So
Yeah.
she had that on in the living room.
Yeah.
And when I turned up, it was all kicking off. Now, do you want to talk us through what we're referring to?
I mean, started the game okay. I knew I was starting during the week, so we traveled to London on a Friday.
This is FA Cup game, right?
Yeah, what we usually do, if we live up north, we usually take the train from Stockport.
Okay.
So I went home, dropped my car, and my missus took me to Stockport so that I can meet the team up there. So when the train comes, we can just go together. So that's how it happened. And travel to London, no problem, no issue, no sign whatsoever. Okay, I knew I was starting. Spoke to my dad the night before. Spoke to a couple of friends. I saw his ticket. Next day, again, no issue whatsoever. Went for a walk, feel refreshed. Made our way to the stadium after I think around about 3:00. Made our way to the stadium. Got to White Hart Lane. Had a look around as you always do before game. To go out, just have a feel on the pitch. Again, there's no issue, no symptom whatsoever. Go out for warm up, feel good, feel ready. The game started. I think I missed it. I missed a great chance to score the goal as well.
Oh, right.
So I come back in midfield. The game's still playing. So if I say I'm here and you're in front of me, if I get to look at you, but I'm seeing two versions of you.
Oh.
So there's you there, there's another you there.
Yeah.
So if I get to look at you, there's you there, there's another you there. So I couldn't got a little bit dizzy
Yeah.
out of nowhere. And literally within about a couple of seconds, I looked at you, then bang. That was the last time I was play football again.
Wow.
Yeah. That was
So you're looking, you're seeing a double vision,
yeah.
and then nothing.
Nothing, and I just went bang.
As quick as that.
That's it.
That gives me chills. That's
That's
so
it.
scary. We had Tubes on from
Yeah,
Soccer AM.
Yeah.
He's a good friend of ours, and I'm sure you are familiar,
Yeah,
know, but
yeah.
he had a heart attack,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is different to, was it a heart
So
attack
this
he had?
you
Yeah.
had cardiac
Cardiac,
arrest,
yeah.
didn't you? Yeah, he had a heart attack.
A lot of people think they're the same thing, which they're obviously they're
More
similar.
Yeah.
And he said to us that he played a Saturday League game or
Yeah.
something, and or no, he was running on treadmills doing 5K all the time, but the days up to it,
Mm-hmm.
he just couldn't do it. He couldn't get to 1K. He was sweating and just could not do what he usually would. And then he said he got in the shower and he came over all cold and all of that. So he had symptoms leading up to it
Yeah.
where you didn't have anything.
No, nothing.
Is that because is that the difference in
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I said
Yeah.
we do screening before the season anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They did screen. There was nothing showing in my house condition. There's nothing showed. Nothing at all.
Wow, because that was a question that I was going to ask you later on. Is it something that's like, did you have an
It's
underlying?
It's not a genetic thing. Nothing. Just probably I'm the unluckiest guy to have
Wow.
happened to.
You mentioned there that you were experiencing the double vision.
Yeah.
What was the last thing you remember seeing or hearing?
I remember
just
just
before it
watching.
happened?
I don't know who was in front of me, but I can see double of him. Then I just
And it's just nothing.
yeah.
This is probably a silly question, but people have said they see a light. Did anything go bright
I
or
went
anything?
to sleep.
Wow, wow. In hindsight,
Yeah.
we told you where we were when we
Yeah.
saw it. the whole country saw it. It
Yeah.
took it tugged at the nation's heartstrings.
Yeah.
Excuse the pun.
Yeah.
But how do you feel that such an intimate moment? Obviously, there's nothing that could really be done because
Yeah.
the game was being broadcast
Yeah,
anyway. But
yeah.
how do you feel that everyone saw that moment?
I think most people felt the worst of the worst. But my dad was in the stand with my
Oh,
brother.
fuck.
Yeah. My wife was watching at home. My son was watching at home as well.
Fuck.
So they knew what happened.
How old was your son at the time?
Joshua was about 3 or 4.
Right.
So he knew what happened. And when the accident happened, so my wife had to take the train from Manchester to London without knowing the outcome of it all.
Oh, what a journey! Like, what a
What-
horrible
Yeah.
journey.
So when she speak about it, Fabrice, sometimes was like, I didn't know didn't know what I was able to see when I got to the hospital.
And hadn't you just been recently engaged at this
Yeah,
point
yeah,
for like 3 weeks or
yeah,
something?
yeah,
Fucking hell.
yeah.
I mean, like Fiona had a fit the other
Yeah.
or passed out the other day, and I had to go to and give her help. She was at
Yeah.
her mum's house, and obviously it's nowhere near your level. But the fear that I felt on
Mhm.
that short walk, I
Yeah.
can't imagine what your fiance was going through during that.
And then
Like,
you got my dad in the stand.
like what? I guess in a moment like this, when it's so intense, you don't know the right questions to ask. But have you you've obviously spoke to your dad
Yeah.
about it. What did they know the severity of it when they were sat there?
I think they knew how deep I was, but they don't know. They couldn't tell them the outcome of it. They were just waiting.
Mm.
Because obviously after 75 minutes, then I responded it. But because I was out for so long, I woke up and I could not recognize any of them. I could have been severely brain damage
Yeah.
and be in a vegetable stage, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because if you're out that long without oxygen or whatever in your brain, you should be
Can mess you up bad.
very bad.
Yeah.
So for anyone who's listening who doesn't quite understand it, cardiac arrest is your heart stopping completely. You've got
Yeah.
no pulse,
No
you're
pulse, yeah,
unconscious.
yeah.
And what you're referring to when you say you were out for 75 minutes, you
Yeah.
mean your heart was not working
Yeah.
for 75
5
minutes.
Your
So-
heart stopped for 78 minutes.
Yeah.
78 minutes.
So how were you still going? How did they keep you going?
I think they did a couple of shocked and something responded, and that's why they kept going. So that when that happened, so when they got me into the hospital, they cooled me down, and then they waited. After a couple hours, then I start to get back normal again. When they see the pulse going on, they said, okay, he's okay. But without even me responding. So it happened on a Saturday.
Yeah.
I didn't wake up to Monday 9 o'clock in the morning. And I woke up, I recognized everybody there. Yeah. I said, oh, hey, what you doing? They're like, Fab, are you serious? I said, hey. I looked at it because obviously in your hospital you wear the clothes. They're like, I asked them, what's going on here? Because I thought like I was dreaming, you know?
You had no idea
No.
what was going on.
No. I asked my wife, what's going on? It's like, oh no, don't worry, we'll tell you that. But they didn't want to tell me then.
Yeah.
And then the doctor and stuff like that. As
And
day
they-
goes by, you start to slowly get around it. Then they explain to me. But I didn't know how deep it was because every day there was somebody of some kind of status come in my room to come and see me. You know, at one point I see Liam Brady come and see me. But I've not seen Liam for a long time. He was the academy manager at Arsenal. So at one point I seen about 4 or 5 guys I played with in the Premier League come and see me. I was like, where are you lot coming for? It's like, oh no, we're just coming to check you. Okay, no problem. Then Bolton boys, the boys come and see me. You can't put 2 and 2 together, but without them telling me. And then
Thierry Henry coming in the back door. Yeah.
he came in, he spoke for a bit, then he went. You're like, okay, this is quite big. Then the doctor, I think on a Friday, he said to me, this is what happened. I was like, okay. Then my dad came explained to me as well. And then my wife's like, so you know what happened? It's like, okay, I understand now. And then because that, I spent 3.5 weeks in the hospital. But
Wow.
the first 2.5 weeks, my kidney wasn't working.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because of the lack of the blood flow
Yeah.
to it and
And
stuff.
if your kidney's not working, you can't urinate, you can't go to the toilet, do anything.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. And I just went, yeah.
Really?
I was eating everything,
Yeah.
but there was nothing come at me.
So you
if
have an appetite and everything,
if you
like.
put your finger in there, take it out, you leave your fingerprint, I can see in there because I was just taking everything,
Wow.
but there's nothing coming at me, even to urinate as well.
So let's talk about the medical stuff.
Yeah.
So you're on the pitch. The whole nation's gripped by it.
Yeah.
Obviously the clubs, both Tottenham and Bolton,
Yeah.
had their staff who were
Yeah.
amazing
Yeah.
and saved your life. But there was. I want to talk a bit about the Tottenham fan.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Dr. Dino.
Is he the Tottenham fan
Yeah.
that ran on the pitch?
Yeah.
He had to convince the stewards that he
Yeah.
was a cardiologist,
Yes.
and they let him on.
The lemon, yeah.
Is that luck or like what?
He wasn't even meant to come to the game
Was he not?
No. because I think a family member has a season ticket, gave him the ticket to come watch the game. And when it happened, he told the steward, I'm cardiologist, I work in this. He showed them this paperwork. He had the card, one of it, stuff like that,
Yeah.
to drag him down. To be fair to him, though, and he will always say this, he said, the doctor from both Spurs and Tottenham, they did a great job already. But he only took over when I was got into the ambulance. That's when he took over.
Oh, so he got in the ambulance as
Then
well.
he took over. From there, he took me to his London Chest Hospital. Then did his work there.
Wow. Have you spoke to him?
Oh yeah, he come to my wedding and everything. Yeah, him. There's him. There's another doctor who looked after me in the hospital. That they came to my wedding as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
What heroes, eh?
Oh, top man. He's a good guy, Dr. Dino.
Have you watched the moment back? Have you ever
Yeah.
watched the coverage back?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel when you watch it back?
Scary
Yeah.
because you're like, wow. It's like, especially when I'm like going down as well, without like nobody around me. You know, just like what happened this summer. To see it like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thankfully these things in football they're very rare these days. They happen unfortunately. But they are very sort of few and far between.
Yeah.
If you had to pick one that was like a bit of an inspiration to you growing up.
Best. Even when I'm seeing him now, I'm still in awe of him. I'm like, I can't even talk. I'm like, yeah.